These are the language which are available in most of the companies during our interviews.
Hi everyone, I am Jagriti and I welcome you all to another session of TechBairn Talks. Today we have a very special guest with us, Chayan Sharma. He is currently a software engineering consultant at Genpact and he's also worked with Accenture in the past. Chayan has built a strong career in software engineering and he also has a very deep understanding of what it really takes to crack a tech interview. So he's here to share his DSA roadmap to success with us. And anyone who's preparing to land a technical job, that this session is going to be really helpful for you all. So let's give a warm welcome to Chayan.
DSA is a basic requirement. First round of interview will mostly revolve around this DSA part. Then you will be taken to the next round. So you should be like practicing this. And since I've already mentioned trees, graphs requires recursion. Every problem you do some dry runs on different test cases, try to understand the problem, try to know the time complexity, space complexity, and trust me, when you will be able to complete all these topics, you will get to know that one single problem can be solved by multiple data structure. An array problem can be solved by simple array traversal. It can also get solved via hash map. It can also get solved via stacks. Even I would also like to mention priority queues here. So, and for the interviews, see, there are two types of companies, service based and product based. Both have different way of taking the interview. So I'll first take example of service base, right? Service base is your Genpact, Accenture, Genpact, Accenture, and all these related companies. So what happens in these kinds of companies is we have 2 to 3 rounds of interviews, and in the first round, what they ask is not only DSA. They are mostly they are looking to hire someone who can directly work for their client. There you will not see they like DSA will be used, your concepts will be used, but there you need to know apart from DSA your core Java. This is very trending these days. Core Java, Spring Boot, your microservices, messaging queues, any queue, Kafka or RabbitMQ. And so what they mix is they ask DSA very little, but they do ask also your streams questions and your project related work. They are more focused on that because they want you to deploy at the client. I am working for Genpact, but internally I'm working for a client. So I'll give an example of my journey. Recently, I made a switch. I cracked few companies. So what happens is in service base, you will be asked 1 or 2 basic DSA level questions, basic array based questions or linked list based questions. And along with this, they are highly focused on these things. This part and your streams, the kind of work you have done, because you will be deployed to the client and client gives them the billing. So if don't be just focused on DSA itself, okay, and don't keep only one type of companies. Be open to service based and product based. Product based requires medium level of DSA, medium to height, medium to advanced, depending upon what kind of preparation you are for which company you are looking to get placed in. Product based is mostly related to DSA because DSA, your let me give you product based. They are highly focused on DSA, then your high level design, then your low level design. So, and these company usually take 2 to 3 interviews, internal, and one is for client. Client is the one that will be finally approving you, and based on that, you will be joining the organization, right? In my case, or in most of the cases, what happens, they recruit, they give you the offer letter, but in the very first week, they ask you to give 1 or 2 round of interview to your client, and based on the feedback, then they take you forward. On the product based side, since you are working directly for the company, so they usually have 4 to 6 rounds of interviews, and first they'll be asking DSA at every point, except when the discussion is around your high level, low level, and your project. Project is mostly asked by your managers. So I'll just give you a idea from my end what I did in my journey. Initially, I was always focused on product base. That was not happening. Sometimes you don't get an opening, and sometimes when you get, so either the process is very slow, right? Or they don't reach out to you anymore. There can be multiple reasons, or you are getting rejected. But if you can be open to both of them, at least you get an offer, right? And you are under your preparation and you make a switch. Making a switch is very important. So this is how has been my journey for high level design. You can follow a lot of great, like there is a book by ex-Accenture. It's a great book, and you can read this book. Even I have read this book. There is one GitHub repo, like I guess that is from one Amazon guy. I don't exactly remember the name now, but you can find repos on GitHub. Don't like start with Alex XC book, System Design Interview book, where you'll get to know the like overview about it. Spend just 10 to 15 minutes reading daily. That's enough. And be so yeah. This is the whole thing from my end. I will be. It will be great now. You can ask your questions and I can answer, and it can help. You guys. So I'll stop, and you can now please proceed. When having questions, please open your mic and you can ask. Guys, any questions?
Sir. Hello.
Yeah, hi, Abhay.
Yeah,
Good
hi.
evening.
Good evening, sir. Sir, I have a question, sir, regarding OA round.
Okay.
Can you help me how to tackle that round?
You mean related to that aptitude?
Yeah, aptitude and OA assessment that the coding questions has been appeared there. That paragraph one story type questions.
What is your years of experience, Abhay?
I'm pointing in my third year BTech.
Okay, you are in your third year. Uh, so like you can, those questions are like have very less weightage. So I am not like aware about this one, but you can solve those basic problems. It will not be like very hard problems. You can Google it out. But the primarily focus for your case should be like DSA. Also, one thing I want to mention, if you are freshers, then mostly 80% it's a DSA base. And if you have 2 years of experience, 1+ years of experience, then your Spring Boot, Java, or any framework that you're working in, Angular, be it on the front end side, React or Angular, whatever. So then it will be mix of that.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Anyone having any questions? You need to try to wait for your space information. So Jasmine, first, like you need to understand the problem, right? Start with the easy ones. And if you feel that you are a beginner, you need to see the solution first. Go ahead, see the solution. Try to make a dry run. Try to understand why that approach was used to solve that problem. If anyone is a beginner and they try to solve problem by themselves and feel that they are not able to solve it and this is very tough for them, it's better to see a solution, go for a dry run, try to understand the problem. It will get easy. Initially, don't assume that you will be able to solve even after 10 questions. Don't assume that you will be able to solve next question. It will take time. It will take consistency. Based on that, then you will be able to like become pro at it. Okay. I hope, Jasmine, I answered your question. Next question is from Man. So which platform good for lead code and GFG? I'll give you, like, most of the cases company usually ask for lead code profile. So do one thing, every time you try to solve a problem or you heard of a problem, try to search on Google and see if that problem is available on lead code. That will do one thing, that will increase your number of questions on lead code. And to get more better understanding, search the same problem on GFG platform. GFG platform will give you more variations, and that will clear your like all the complexities and all the different type of variations. So lead code and GFG, because mostly companies will ask you to share your lead code profile, and that should be minimum of 200 questions you would have solved. 200 to 50. How to solve deep? Okay, I hope I have answered your question. In case you have question again, do let me know. Okay, Ram, how to solve DP problem? See, in order to solve DP problem, first you need to solve recursion problems. A DP problem is solved by recursion, and then to optimize it, we use dynamic programming. So that don't directly jump to DP. First, try to understand the behavior of recursion. Recursion is very important. I would advise you don't straight away jump to trees, graphs, DP. Then what will happen, even though you are able to solve the problem, after some time you will get stuck. If interviewer asks you to give the brute force approach, then how will you do that? Because DP is optimized, and in order to clear the interview, it's not like you have to pass the test cases. That's not the way. What you have to do is first you have to give a brute force, then you have to give an optimized approach. That way, it gives a signal to the interviewer that you have thorough understanding of how the problem is approached. And this is how problem comes in the industry. You don't straight away put a optimized code and ask get it reviewed by your lead. That does not happen. Just to give a brute force based on the discussion, you optimize that code. Okay, Ram, I've answered your question. Guys, better you can turn on your mic and ask. Let's have a one-on-one interaction. Okay, how to approach for doing courses? See, I'll tell you one thing for courses. Taking courses is a good thing to upskill yourself. But every course shares some set of questions or have some set of questions that they'll take you throughout through the journey. Okay, but make sure that even though you are solving those problems, but you should also be solving the related problems around it, right? Like suppose in your courses they have 200 questions, but there are 150 more questions which are easy questions related to that. You should be also doing that. Do some Google searches, try to get a question. Like recently I gave an example. When you try to solve a problem in lead code, the same problem is available on GFG with different variation. Try to solve that and be regular, be consistent. Okay, so can you discuss about Java topics which are most important? Okay, so core Java topics are at the moment which are trending are Java 8 questions, your supplier consumer, your predicates, your streams question. Mostly these happen in service based. They straight away in your first round of interview give you a stream question. And the best way to practice stream question is go to ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT to give me easy, medium, and high level problems for streams. Streams is the most important thing. Even client also, their first question is related to streams. And why I'm saying the Java topics, because they will ask you in your project where you used inheritance or where you use Java 8 features. So you should be able to answer them. So, and one more topic is your multi-threading. Multi-threading is also one of the core topics for 2+ years of experience. So focus on that. Before starting solving DSA, we have to also first DSA, isn't it? So which we see, Abhishek, in my case, when I used to practice, I would highly suggest don't just focus on one YouTube channel. Every YouTube channel has some specific topics that they have taught very well. Just let me give you like this is my opinion. This is the way how I studied. Like for graph, I saw videos of Striver, and not only videos of Striver, I also did my own work behind the scene. I solved more problems, try to understand how things are working. So you have to put your effort as well. So no specific YouTube channel, but like few channels can be your like Striver, or there are many channels now these days you can like have a look. I actually not seen them for the past 2 years now. Okay, sir, using which studio code? You can use any compiler. Visual Studio Code is also great. How many problems I have to solve every single day to achieve a field? If you are in your second year, 2 to 3 problems are enough. If you can increase, you can go ahead. As I said, it's as per your energy and capacity. But don't solve more than 4 to 5 problems. That's it. Because then you will get exhausted. Yeah. Okay. 1 second. Prachi, you can ask your related doubt. Repeating that would take unnecessary time. I'm sorry for that, but in case you have any questions, please ask, or you can reach out to me via LinkedIn. That will also work. So, guys, one more thing: courses. Like, if you do feel you need to take a course, go ahead, take a course. Courses give you the clarity, your basic understanding, but courses don't assume that taking course will make you pro at DSA. It's up to you how you show up every day. I have clearly mentioned solving one problem a day is also fine. At least you are consistent, right? With DSA, you can club your development related work so that you are covering every aspect. Because suppose you solve 10 problems of DSA in a day, you get exhausted, you don't focus on other activities, right? So you can train yourself in a way that you are enjoying your journey. Don't take stress. This is very easy, very simple. The only problem with DSA is that you have to be consistent. If you solve consistently for 2 months and then come back after 1 month, you will not remember half of the things. In my case, I've solved same problems 10 to 15 times. So yeah. What about say about OOPS concept? Yeah, Java covers your OOPS concept as well, Venkata. Core Java topics, OOPS, everything, right? It doesn't matter what the priority of programming language to solve DSA. Yes, I would highly suggest to use Java or C because these two are the most important. Like these are the language which are available in most of the companies during our interviews.